I have never played Oblivion, not because it was a game I was never interested in, it's just that around the same time it released, I was busier playing more manly games like Gears of War, Rainbow Six New Vegas, and God Hand. So at the time, I just never got around to it. But recently I saw Oblivion on sale for $4 on Steam, so I figured I was basically losing my money by not buying it. You know how that goes. But today I finally downloaded it and decided to give it a try. So here's my journey so far. I wanted to fully immerse myself in the Oblivion experience, so I turned off all the lights, threw on some headphones so I could really focus on the game, and honestly, I felt like a fat neckbeard loser doing that, but maybe that's part of the experience. But anyways, once I get to what I'm assuming is a very iconic menu screen, I click new game to start my journey, and I'm immediately greeted by a cutscene with an old man explaining how he can't control his dreams, which sounds pretty accurate. I'm not sure anyone can. Then I get a good look at the land of this wonderful world, and then I get thrown into a character creator, which I can only describe as not great. But I'm probably going to be playing first person the whole time anyway, so I don't really give a fuck about that. But deep down, I kind of did care about how fucking ugly everyone was, so I decided to go with the lizard. He's still ugly, but at least he's cooler than a human. Anyways, after creating the reptile hero known as Dixie Enormous, I find myself stuck in jail with a person in the cell across from me, talking a bunch of shit, so that was pretty fucking rude.
But don't worry, you'll be dead soon enough. That's right, you're going to die.
But before I know it, the fucking Emperor himself is in my cell telling me I'm the man in his dreams, which, of course I am. I get through the rest of the dialogue, find out my cell has a handy dandy hidden passage, which probably isn't the best thing to have in a prisoner's cell, but nevertheless, the great escape begins. And within the first 2 minutes of walking with my squad, we found ourselves in combat, and I was completely helpless. I did manage to get my hands on a sword, but I was being a bitch about using it since I didn't want to hit the guards that already didn't like me, and I'm assuming that chopping their arm off with a sword wouldn't help my case. But I stopped caring about what the guards think of me because these fucking assholes left me behind.
Don't try to follow us.
Them leaving me though was a blessing in disguise. I got to find some weapons, kill some rats, struggle to pick a lock, kill some more rats, and struggle to pick another lock. And even though I managed to get all the lock chests unlocked, I had no idea what I was doing. It almost seems like they just unlocked themselves, but whatever. Continuing on my journey, I ran back into the assholes that left me behind. The Elder did try to pull a quick excuse on me to try and cover up the fact that he left my ass before, but it is what it is. I'm a criminal after all. I wouldn't want me around either. So we team up again. A few short moments after that, we get ambushed again, but then this time, mid-fucking ambush, this old guy stops me and says, you know what? I'm tired of living. Take this amulet. Take it to Joffrey, he says. And also to find his son who doesn't sound lost if someone might know where he is, but whatever. So I return to battle confused, and literally 1 fucking second later, I turn back to the Emperor, and there's someone standing right behind him like a goddamn horror movie. This super ninja paralyzes him, and in my head I thought I messed up, but it was supposed to happen anyway, so that was okay. I avenged the fallen Emperor, and continued to find my way out of this hellhole, and in a few minutes I was outside, and it was like water for my eyes. Everything was so beautiful and green and plain. I wandered around for a little bit, slaughtered some crabs, made some new allies, and came across what I think is the first main city most players encounter, I think. And it was pretty nice. There was people walking around. I went in the store and talked to this lady, and I got fucking skill checked. I'm not sure what the whole point of this dialogue game was yet. I kind of just got thrown into it without knowing, but the closest thing I can compare it to was the dialogue system in Sims Bustin' Out for the Game Boy, where people would like you or dislike you based on the things you said to them. This was like that, but then I got confused and scared, and I ran away. I just continued on my way to deliver this amulet to Joffrey, who by the way was like fucking 10 miles away. I was walking for like 5 or 10 minutes, but I eventually got there. I found Joffrey's ass, gave him the amulet. I ended up talking to him for a few minutes, and I received the next part of my quest as expected. But I definitely fucked up somewhere. I must have read the wrong quest or followed the wrong marker or something, because next thing I know I was approached by a scared man telling me I need to go help close some portal that was letting out demons. And I was like, portal, I got this shit. So I ran to the top of this hill, and I found some soldiers fighting imps, and behind them was the portal to hell. And I know some nerds are gonna be like, those aren't imps, those are momanglamors. And whatever, I don't care, they look like imps to me, so I'm gonna call them imps. But anyways, of course I ended up going through the portal, and I immediately knew I wasn't supposed to be here, because the damage I was doing to these demons was absolute garbage. But thank God I met my savior. Me and this guy teamed up to go get his friend, And this man was an absolute maniac, an NPC gone rogue. This guy was fucking sprinting left and right, leaving to other areas just to kill demons. He left my ass behind a few times chasing some fucking monsters. I just couldn't keep up with him, but he eventually calmed down. Sometime later we finally got to his friend, who I don't even think we helped escape. He was just like, "There's no time, leave me." So we left him, and as far as I'm concerned, he's still in the same cage to this day. But he did give us a key to shut down the hell portal, and that's what we were on our way to do until I turned around and saw this bullshit. And you bet your sweet ass I reloaded to get my best friend back. I refused to lose him like that. I would only accept his death if it was on the battlefield, which did eventually happen. I was sad for a few seconds, but I got some sweet armor out of it, so it wasn't so bad. I went on a little bit further, and I finally found the mechanism to close the portal. The whole place blew up, my partner got cremated, and I saved the day only to return to these people, who in return for me fucking saving the world, tell me now is the time to take back the city while they're weakened. I mean, he's got a point, but I would appreciate a little goddamn respect. But lack of respect aside, I end up joining them anyway, and we storm the castle like men to take back what's rightfully ours. And we go on an absolute fucking slaughter, killing millions of imps along the way, just to save some man called the Count, which I'm assuming is a very important person, otherwise we wouldn't be saving him. But sadly, we did not end up saving him. One of those beefy sorcerer imps got to him before we did, and killed his ass. I got his cool fucking ring though, which is worth some cash, so you know I put that in my pocket. I returned back to the main captain guy to give him the bad news, and he was devastated about the Count, but grateful for my help. And he thought I did such a good job, in fact, that he fucking stripped down, gave me his armor, and retired. So that made me feel pretty special. I was able to give him that privilege. He seemed so happy I almost cried a bit, so that was very touching. But nothing says victory like a good night's sleep, so that's what I did. I paid 10 gold to get a beautiful bed to myself and called it a night. And this is where I got to do my first level up. But I kinda already knew this was how you leveled up in the game, because I remember someone from a podcast I listened to a while back saying that sleeping is the way to level up in this game, so yeah. But after my good night's sleep, I ended my first Oblivion game session, and I'll admit, it was pretty good. There were definitely many quality of life improvements that the game lacks, which I instantly thought to myself, yeah, this game is old. But that's expected with a fucking 20-year-old game. And for me personally, it's not that huge of a deal because I do enjoy older games. And the biggest issue with older games for me is the graphics. Like, they literally fucking make my eyes tired because everything is so plain, and I have to use my brain to imagine what more detail would look like in the game, which is actually quite tiring. But other than that, I'm good. Oblivion though, gets a thumbs up from me, and it's probably a game I'll continue to play, or even better yet, I'll just wait for the remake, remaster, or whatever the fuck they're doing, and that'll make staying awake while playing it more easy. But that's it for me. Remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.